City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree. What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the next chapter, Jordan 1, scheduled to release Saturday, May 20th. These are releasing in inspiration of the new Spider-Man movie, Across the Spider-Verse. I know these shock dropped on sneakers already, and a lot of places and people have had pairs in hand already. A lot of you guys have probably seen these already, but for those of you who have not, or just wanted a closer look, that's what I'm here for. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on the shoe, and then I'll talk about release predictions, reselling predictions, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Got a Chicago 1s looking toe box. Got the beige tint on the tongue. It almost looks stained. And the tongue itself is a lot more stiff than Jordan 1 tongue shoes are. You could actually see it from here. Like, usually a Jordan 1's tongue, get it in the light, it's going to be a lot more like flexible. Like I could bend this. I don't even want to bend this because I literally feel like if I bend this, it's going to crease almost like the toe box would. But I think you guys get the picture. Then up here at the top, they got a thicker Nike Air patch right here. Do you see how much smaller this one is than it is on the knees? They got like that extra part down here. So I don't know why they decided to make the tongue a little different, but they did. And it seemed like they used every material they possibly could on these. It goes from leather to suede to whatever this is, to patent leather, back to leather, and then I don't even know what to call this. This is like a different material. You got more patent leather with the iridescent finish to it. Like, they just use so many different materials. You know, I'm not mad at it though, but it's just like, what we got doing here? And I don't know what's up with this polka dot pattern or any of this. I'm sure it all has something to do with the movie, which I actually may have to go see just because, like, he's got so much shit going on that I'm actually curious, like, what does this mean and why did y'all put it on the shoe? Because, like I said, this is a lot. He's got a lot going on. Here's the back. I thought these were gonna have a crazy inside, and they don't. But to see that they don't have like any type of special nothing on the inside for these being like a Spider-Man themed shoe is very disappointing. Like, there's so many things they could have did, from a spider crawling out the shoe, you know, kind of like they did on the Mummy SBs with the little beetle thing. A spider web in here. I mean, they could have put a little spider on the insole. I mean, we always appreciate the Nike Air, but like, you know, they could have put Spider-Man's face. They could have did so many things in here, and they did nothing. Sole on these is beautiful. Got a nice, bright, translucent red. Unfortunately, over time, and you know, once you wear them, this red will not be as bright and vibrant. It'll darken and kind of become like a dark red or almost a burgundy, depending on how they're kept and, you know, the way they're worn and stuff. You know, just the way like a icy shoe will turn yellow. Like, that's like what'll happen to these, but they won't turn yellow. They'll turn like, you know, dark red or burgundy. These come in a regular Jordan 1's box, which is kind of disappointing because I feel like they could have did something with these. Like, at least a little spider somewhere or a web pattern would have been cool. But no, they ain't give us nothing. Just regular Jordan 1's box. Now, when they did the first pair of Spider-Man ones, the origin stories, those released in the same box. I don't remember being like as disappointed about that as I am with these, but like looking back on it, like that's pretty crazy too. But for the origin stories, they at least did a special box that released in limited quantity. I don't know where. You know, they always get real weird and secretive about where the special box pairs release. But at least they did something where if you were like a huge Spider-Man fan and you wanted to, you know, go out of your way or spend the extra a couple $100s on the special box pair, like you had that option. So maybe they'll do the same with these. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it yet, which is pretty disappointing because, you know, we already had the shock drop. The release is right around the corner, but there's still hope because sometimes they do put out the special box pairs like after release. So we'll see. But if they don't, like, that's crazy because like for a shoe that's like so theme based, like they definitely could have. They give us a special box for lucky green ones. Not that it was that special. They just changed the color. But like if y'all could switch up the box a little bit for a release that has pretty much no meaning, y'all could do something for, you know, a shoe like this. And then to add to that, like there's no special paper inside. Like the shoes do come wrapped like a lot of the 1985 cut Jordan 1s do. This one I actually already you know, unwrapped to, you know, just to look at the shoe and get some pictures in hand, you know, before the video. This one really doesn't look like, I don't know, like the paper's so wrinkly, it looks like somebody has also unwrapped it. It doesn't look like it's like in its original factory wrapped form, but this is how I got them. Got them straight from Nike on the shock drop. But yeah, like, see what I mean with the laziness? Like, I know this serves as like the paper for the shoe, but like no special paper. Like I almost feel like I didn't get these from Nike. Like, you know, nothing in the box. Like I feel like I got this from a buy sell trade store where, you know, the person that they bought them from didn't leave the paper in there before selling. Like it just seems, I don't know, it does not seem right. Not for a shoe like this, you know what I mean? But here's the box label. Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG SP. I believe the SP stands for special, like a special release. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, the color description says University Red and Black. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now let's talk about them. So I gotta say, I thought these were trash at first. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the origin story Spider-Man ones. Like, they weren't bad. They just didn't excite me enough to want to cop them. But these really were like, when I first saw pictures of these, I was like, are they for real? Like, what's going on? I still don't like them, but they've definitely grown on me. They look much better in person. I heard numerous people say they would grow on a lot of people over time. They grew on me a lot more than I thought, but I'm still definitely 100% good on these. They're almost like a second place prize for lost and founds if you weren't able to cop a pair. I mean, I hate to compare a Spider-Man shoe to a classic like a Chicago ones, but appearance-wise, at first glance, they definitely do resemble each other. And what's crazy, y'all probably seen this on social media. I saw somebody post that these were better than the lost and founds. They said something like, you know, these are better than the lost and founds, but y'all not ready for that conversation yet. Like, look, to say that these are better than the lost and founds is crazy. Like, I don't even like the lost and founds like that. Like, I love the Chicago one in general, but the specific lost and founds release, if y'all saw my review on them, y'all heard me explain why I don't even really like the lost and founds like that. But still, like, these are nowhere near the lost and founds. Like, chill out, guys. Way too much dip on your chip. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to be like the typical OG sneakerhead, like, oh, how dare you say something about that about OG. It had nothing to do with them being an OG. Like, taking all the meaning and all that away, just appearance wise, like, you cannot tell me that all of this with all they got going on looks better than the lost and founds. I'm sorry. But either way, whether you like these better than the lost and founds or not, there's definitely gonna be a few people that take this shoe and customize them to look like the lost and found, Chicago one, whatever. I'm still real disappointed in the lack of like Spider-Man paraphernalia. Like nothing inside the shoe like I expected, but what's even crazier is nothing on the box. Like I was saying before, there's still a chance that they'll put out special box pairs of these, but it just doesn't make any sense. They still could have did something to change the box that these came in to separate it from the regular Jordan 1's box that most of the Jordans that we get coming. Everything about this release, other than the shoe itself, just seemed lazy. Like, from the lack of actual Spider-Man paraphernalia on the shoe, even on the inside, I know they were wrapped, but it just seemed like a lazy packaging situation. Like, no special paper or nothing. And then on top of that, they didn't even give us no extra laces. Like, usually Jordan 1's come with extra laces, and this is a shoe that really could have used some extra laces. I like the black laces in it, but I mean, I might be reaching a little bit, but they could have did like yellow, blue, or pink, or the other shade of pink, or something like red, white. Like, these definitely deserve more than just the black laces, especially because they ones, and ones usually come with at least one pair of extra laces. So yeah, that was disappointing as well. But yeah, honestly, I think I gotta go see the movie because, like I was saying before, I feel like I'm gonna appreciate the shoe a lot more. Even if I don't like them enough to cop them, like, I'll just feel better like knowing that I went to see the movie to at least understand the shoe a little bit better. I feel like, you know, little stuff like this that to me just seems like a stupid little polka dot pattern probably has some kind of meaning behind it. But also, what really makes me like this movie, they made Spider-Man black. Like, bro is black. They got a black person playing Spider-Man. I know it's a cartoon, but shit, like, that's fire, you know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, it's the first time this ever happened. Like, every other Spider-Man I've seen was white. A character that changes all the time, but is always a different white person. To see them finally make a black person, like, that's cool. Nah, I really want to see it. The value on these has gone down super crazy. I know when pairs first started floating around, they were going for real high. I saw a pair get sold at, sold out in Jersey City. Sold out, saw a pair of these just a few weeks ago for $800, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, these were going for like $700-800 at one point, and then boom, out of nowhere, they shot down to like, I think like $300-400. Then the shock drop happened, and they've just been nosediving ever since. Right now, I think pairs are around like $240 to $260 or $240 to $270, and I feel like as we get closer to release, I feel like that value is going to continue to dwindle down. The shock drop was weird too. Like, the shock drop happened when I was driving. I didn't even see my phone. I looked at my phone. I got the notification from Sneakers 10 minutes ago. I opened the Sneakers app, and I still was able to hit a size 12, which is crazy. So that kind of made me feel like they were going to be bricks, because nowadays a lot of ones just end up being bricks. I didn't think that these would, because it was like a special shoe with the, you know, whole Spider-Man movie theme, but you never know. They do have a little resale value for now, but I do feel like come release day, it's going to be a little lower, maybe like $240, $250. And once they come out after the 20th, these are going to continue to go down. Anybody who wants these, it should be a pretty easy cop on the 20th. I don't think it's going to be like super easy. I don't think they'll be as bad as Lucky Greens just because they have the whole Spider-Man theme. Resellers, you should be able to flip them for some profit, but it's not going to be a whole lot. And then also, just like a lot of releases, your window is not going to be that big. So if you are going to get pairs of these to sell, I think you should resell them right away. Just based off of the way the shock drop went and how Jordan 1s have been lately, I do feel like after release date, these will go from being a shoe that you can get a little bit of profit off of into a brick. So as long as you can get them and flip them within that window, I think you're good to make a good, you know, $30 per shoe, you know, depending on what size you get and how your clientele is. As far as holding, I could kind of see it going either way. I would normally say because they're a Jordan 1 and Jordan 1s haven't been that high lately that they're not going to be a good hold, but because of the whole movie theme, I'm not too sure about that. These are not going to be anything like the origin stories are. You know, as you can see, those go for the bag. But the thing about those dropped when ones was hot in what I call the ones era. It came out in 2018. Ones were the hottest shoe at the time. At that time, any Jordan 1 was untouchable. They could have released garbage, and just as long as it had it, you know, as long as it was in a Jordan 1 shape with the swoop on the side, people would have bought it. So that's why that shoe goes for so much. But, you know, in 2023, these are not going to have the resale value that those did back then. You know, they will go up over time. It's just, I don't know how quickly. And like I was saying, you know, because it's like a movie themed shoe, it does give them some hope. But my best guess is it's not going to be that fast. So I probably wouldn't invest in them. But if you do, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a terrible investment. It's just odds are it's not the best. You get what I'm saying? So do what you want. But what I think resellers should do is get them in a way where you can have them in hand on release day. I would try to avoid copping online because you're taking a risk with shipping. If your shipping gets delayed or if they take a while to ship them to you, then you're going to lose some money with that. So if you can get them somewhere where you can have them in hand on release day, you can flip them within that, you know, couple day or week span, then I think you're good. Other than that, I don't know if I'd really mess with them. Good luck to everybody that's trying to cop a pair of these to wear. I'm wishing you the best of luck and getting them in your size for retail. If this video is helpful or informative in any way, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're interested in more early reviews like this or any other sneaker related content, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And then also, if you haven't done this already, make sure you tap that little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified. You won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.